All right, so today's question is one that a lot of people ask, and I think it's an interesting one to answer anyways, and I'm going to get right into it. And this question is from Sarah, and she says, I've had 2 divorces in the past, but recently just broke up with my boyfriend, and I am taking it surprisingly harder than any of my divorces who were better looking than this guy. And I also had more invested in the previous marriages. But this one hurts way more, and I cannot understand why. Especially when he wasn't even my type to begin with, and he definitely didn't treat me like I deserve to be treated. Can you please explain that to me? Can you please explain why I am hanging on to this relationship when he wasn't even my type to start with, and I've divorced from 2 other people and it didn't even hurt that bad? Okay, I can. The simple answer to that question is rejection. Rejection hurts, of course, right? The more nuanced response will take us back into an understanding of sexual personality. And I'm giving this nuanced response so the audience can understand that. In a relationship, typically, in most relationships, you have 2 kinds of people. One is left brain dominant, one is right brain dominant. The right brain dominant individual will tend to be more hung up on a breakup than the left brain dominant person. They hate rejection, okay? And it so happens from my assessment and my questioning, Sarah is one of those people. So here's how it worked out. The first marriage, of course, didn't work out. That hurts, okay? All right, game over, moves on to the second marriage. Now, let's not forget, she does not like rejection to start with. So she moves on to the second marriage and is committed to this thing, and it finally falls apart. And that's rejection number 2. That hurts doubly more. And so what happened in this particular relationship, from what she's telling me, which I did verify in the back end, is she chose somebody who was supposedly safe, right? This dude was supposed to be the safe one. He wasn't even her type, so she was basically stepping down to go choose someone who was not gonna hurt her again. And that is a very clear characteristic of typically these right brain dominant people. In some circles we call them the physicals, is that they will do anything and everything to avoid that hurt because it hurts in their body, right? So in essence, as a way to protect the self from further pain and future pain, she chooses this dude who is not really her type, but is safe, right? But lo and behold, she gets her heart broken again, okay? This one is worse, and here's why it hurts more, is because you step down. You're like, this dude rejects me, right? But here's the thing, it is tied to the self-image, because the right brain dominant person usually associates their relationship quite a bit with their self-image. And so the question, if Mr. Ugly can reject me, then am I even anything? Am I worth anything, right? So it's an equation to the self-image, almost like I'm screwed kind of thing. So the pain is more than just an attachment to the relationship itself, but an extension of what it means, of what the breakup means, or what you at least have made it to mean in your mind. That's why it hurts more. I'm gonna look at my notes because I made a few notes in relation to this. So for the right brain dominant person, okay, so here's a solution that I have for you, Sarah, as far as this problem is concerned. Number one, you want to understand why you're hanging on to the situation. You're not hanging on because you're really madly in love with this individual. You're just really hanging on because of what that means for you. Okay, the person who's been divorced twice or been divorced 3 times takes it increasingly harder the next time because their window's closing, number one, but that almost renders some kind of verdict about who you are or about your worth if this ugly dude would reject you. This is the first thing. Number one, recognize why that is happening and know it's not really about you. There were two people who could not make a relationship work. And of course, this other individual, the left brain dominant person, which we're not going to go into in this particular video, has their own particular behavioral style, okay, which they're playing out. And so part of the problem is not completely about you. And you shouldn't make it mean anything about who you are or your worth. When you separate your worth from the fact that this thing didn't work, it'll hurt less. Now, the next step after understanding why this is not working for you is to work on the self-image, okay? The person who attaches their worth or their self-image to the success or the failure of the relationship is doomed to hold on to things that are not beneficial or worthwhile for them because of that association. The subconscious mind will always seek to preserve, right? Or the ego will always seek to preserve its integrity. So if you're associating your marriage, your relationship, albeit dysfunctional, to how good of a person you are or what your worth is, you're going to tend to hold on to that. So you want to begin now to build on your self-image and know that you are better alone, right? When a breakup occurs, as opposed to being with somebody who is not compatible because you want to prove something to yourself. Now, in your next relationship, so here's number 3, you want to learn more about yourself and your patterns. As I said, the right brain individual, which in some circles we call the physicals, do have a particular characteristic that they play out. Certain tendencies that unfortunately tends to drive their partner away even more. And this is for your next relationship, obviously, because this one's done. You must know your patterns. You must know what we call your sexual personality and your behavior, and know how that affects your partner. Because when you do, you won't keep driving this train into a ditch, okay? Because chances are you've repeated the same pattern over and over again, and obviously it's basically all you know. But something has to be done differently. Number 1, starting from how you choose your partners, to number 2, how you actually navigate the relationship or what you expect from it. A lot of lack of awareness is the reason why relationships break up anyways. So learn more about yourself and go in a better person. Improve yourself. Go in a better person than you have been in these prior relationships, because you will always take who you are into a new relationship. Take your time in getting into another relationship. Don't just run into one. Again, typically the right brain individual just cannot stand to be alone. They're ready to get into another relationship. But fortunately, because this one hurts so bad, you'll actually be fairly apprehensive to get into another relationship. Use the time to heal yourself. Use the time to improve yourself so you can attract a partner who matches you at the level of which you desire and you wish to be treated. Date up, not down. Don't try to date a guy because it's safe. Date a person because you deserve to have a partner like that. And in order for you to attract a partner like that, you have to be a partner like that. So, that was a fairly long answer, but the very specific answer is it's loss, it's rejection. Each time it happens, it hurts more, and you've equated it to yourself. Separate those two things, work on yourself, and better luck next time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this particular video. If you have any questions ensuing from this video, please submit them. If you've got any other questions whatsoever, submit them to Ask Nathan. Wherever you're watching this video, there will be a link as to how you can submit those questions, no matter what. And until next time, Ask Nathan. Cheers. Thank you for watching the Ask Nathan Show, the Susie Orman Show of personal development. To catch the next episode, be sure you are subscribed to this channel. And to submit a question, please visit Nathan_Ep2.com/Ask Nathan. See you in the next episode.